Welcome back to the channel. It's LukeTheDuke, and the wait is nearly over as we are now at T-minus 10 days to go until the curtain is lifted and we get to finally experience Starfield. And it has been a wild last 48 hours, which we're going to get into with this one. We've got multiple public statements coming from both inside and outside Bethesda, and I have thoughts on both of these. Plus, Gamescom is set to go live in 2 days, and Starfield is on full display, along with some comments on Xbox Series S. I can't even begin to thank you enough for the continued support you consistently show my Starfield uploads. And in case you haven't yet done so, please hit subscribe and ring the notifications bell to receive my latest upload alerts. Likes, comments, shares are greatly appreciated. Chapters are always available for easy viewing, and here we go. Let's kick this one off with Xbox Series S, and I know there's some concerns out there over if the Series S will be able to handle playing Starfield. Now, I don't personally own either an X or S, as I exclusively main a PC, but I remembered reading articles back in June from various media sites mentioning Todd Howard, the Series S, and Starfield, and here is one example from Pure Xbox. Todd Howard says Starfield is great on Xbox Series S. During an industry panel event recently, Todd explained that he owns both an X and S, stating that most of his playtime in Starfield so far has been on the Series S, mostly because his kids are always on the Series X. Quote, "I got an X and S when they came out. I put the X in the basement with the big 4K TV. My kids don't let me play it. They're always on it. So the S is upstairs and the game looks great." Now, this article's a bit older, but it states, as confirmed earlier this week, Starfield will display at 4K on Xbox Series X and 1440p on Xbox Series S, with both versions locked at 30 FPS. Howard has previously said the team doesn't want to sacrifice any of the game's huge open-world fidelity when it comes to frame rate. Now, I personally haven't done any further research on this matter, and I know with Starfield coming out on the Series S, it has led some to speculate that it is this model of Xbox that has cause for concern, and could possibly be the culprit for the locked 30 FPS mode that Starfield will run at. Howard has previously stated that when they were testing an unlocked frame rate console version of the game, it could absolutely run at higher than 30 FPS. But it would fluctuate around, causing the game to not provide a smooth and pleasing gaming experience. But for anyone out there asking with concerns over if Starfield will run on the Series S, Howard himself says it does, because that's what he spent the bulk of his playtime on. I think the more pressing question is why Howard is being pushed off the main TV in the house and relegated to the upstairs console. I mean, shouldn't he have like a full-sized IMAX theater attached to his garage or something? Shifting gears, and now on to Pete Hines, head of publishing at Bethesda, and this time, Uncle Pete was a bit more reserved when he responded to criticism over Starfield's start screen, and comments posted that it was either made by a team that did not care, didn't take much pride in their work, was oppressed by hasty shipping deadlines, and overall was just rushed, which, by the way, I agree with none of this, and I'll elaborate on it in just a moment. Now, this debate was started when the Starfield start screen was leaked online, almost certainly by someone with an early review copy, and people just looked at it and immediately started seeing it and placing judgment. And by the way, we've already seen the title screen in one of these previous Bethesda-created trailers, and I don't remember anyone having an issue with it back then, but I digress. Mark Kern, known by his Twitter handle of Grums, who was, if I remember correctly, a member of the World of Warcraft team like way back in the day and has since moved on. Anyways, Kern saw the leaked Starfield title screen and used that to question much about the game and the team that made it at Bethesda. And there were many other comments sent back to Kern before Hines added his own. Quote, "Or they designed what they wanted, and that's been our menu for years and was one of the first things we settled on. Having an opinion is one thing. Questioning out a developer's care because you would have done it different is highly unprofessional coming from another dev." And with the last bit referring to Kern's previous work on WoW and other titles. Now, as expected, there were tons of responses back to this original post over on Twitter, most of which I will not post here, but this tweet from Pinned Giveaway kind of blows Kern's theory just straight out of the water. He says, here's the title screens to Skyrim, The Last of Us, God of War, and Ghost of Tsushima. I mean, you could also add in there Elden Ring, which had a very basic title screen, and wasn't that Game of the Year for 2022 and won multiple gaming awards? I mean, personally, I see this as a non-issue, just creating noise for the sake of having noise, but it is being discussed, so I wanted to address it. Anyways, I'll end this segment with this response, which for me is the final nail in this discussion. I don't play a start screen, I play what's behind it. Let's next take a look at Gamescom, which begins on August 23rd, so it's right around the corner. And Jeff Knightley and the Game Awards have their Gamescom opening night live hype trailer up and ready to be seen over on YouTube. And this is the footage you've been watching. Now, unfortunately, it uses what I suspect is a copyrighted background track, so I have to mute the sound. Starfield consistently shows up in the trailer, and although you can't hear it, there seems to be dialogue from Vasco and Sarah Morgan, leader of Constellation. I'll leave a link to this one in the video description in case you want to check it out, and the official opening night ceremony begins at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the 22nd, so the night before Gamescom will officially open its doors. I saw this next piece over on Starfield Reddit, and I wanted to share it with you. This is a fan-created Starfield International Release Times world map. And I've touched on the release dates and times in previous Starfield uploads, but also I've talked about how this game uses a set zone and release time it will launch at, which is midnight UTC. And this map so clearly shows you the point, as anyone living west of the UTC line will get to play it earlier than midnight UTC time, while anyone living east of that time zone will play it later than midnight based on your local time zone. Remember, all you need to know is midnight, either on September the 1st for early access or midnight September the 6th UTC time. And let's wrap this one up with a quick discussion point based on this tweet from Jeff Grubb, stating, I only want to read reviews of Starfield from people who don't finish the game. If you finish the main quest, you're playing it wrong. And for those of you who don't know, Grubb is a video game journalist with weekly Jeff Grubb's Weekly Mess uploads to YouTube. Anyways, back to his statement, and technically, if we say that someone has finished the game only when they've completed the entire main quest line and all the side content, as in 100%ing it, will anyone actually be done playing Starfield during this short review process? And therefore, all reviews will be from those that have not finished the game. Semantics, I know, and I know what he's saying here. Bethesda games are built to put you onto a main quest line and then to constantly pull you away from that track as you learn more and dive deeper into this world that's built around you. So many side quests, factions, and alternative paths can be taken, and those alone could take up so much time to complete. So, plenty of Starfield topics to think on and discuss in the comment section below. I'm really looking forward to your thoughts on Starfield playing on the Series S, possibly on Steam Deck or even ROG Ally, and also how about that tweet concerning the leaked title screen. Sound off in the comment section below. Remember to hit subscribe and ring the notifications bell to receive my latest upload alerts. Likes, comments, shares are greatly appreciated. You can find all my social links in the video description below. Shout out to the now over 139,000 of you that have taken the leap and hit subscribe. And a special thanks goes out to my patrons and to those of you firing off those awesome YouTube super chats. Until the next one, this is LtBuzzLitebeer, signing off.